All right, it's Friday night. I'm in.
Friday night.
Here we go. It's 8 o'clock right now, 8:01 right now in Studio City. I'm with Man from Philly, the mayor of Roland. All right, there it is, right
Hey.
there. The mayor of Roland. I don't even know is that elected position or.
Man, it's crazy. I went from Mr. Rowland to like the mayor. It just kind of transitioned. Like my friends, just musicians, people in the industry. Like I always get like these names, and they're always pretty cool actually, and they kind of last and stick. But I've been with Roland for about 15 years or so. And just really dominant and making sure that we do cool things. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I love the crew over there, Roland, and they've always been so collaborative and come up with my wild ideas and they're like, yeah, that sounds cool, let's go. And
Yeah.
met you through that crew there, and this show
Yeah.
is really cool. We were doing the show on Saturdays, and it was kind of in its own island on Saturdays, and we're building
Yeah.
up rolling live studios now, and rolling live and Roland, we put it together, and that's the new YouTube channel that we're on right now. And we're gonna have your show, which I'm super excited about, coming on Fridays now. So Friday will be
Yes.
our
Yes.
first
Yes.
full day of programming. Yeah,
Fridays, 8:08.
that's right. So we officially have 6 minutes before it starts.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about it. You've had some great guests on previously, and how did it all kind of come together? Is this like a dream of yours, or how did we
Um,
get here?
kind of half and half. I always like I'm more known for my personality. Like you see how we met when we first met, we just clicked on the personality. So I have a lot of musician friends just over time that if they ever had questions about gear and just different things, and I just again had the personality to always talk to my friends and I stay in contact with everybody, and it's just a cool thing. So this NAM that just passed, I had this little skybox and I was doing these interviews, and I mean Sinbad, Omar Hakim, I mean it Chris Daddy Dave, Beyonce's band, Corey Henry. I mean, just so many people came by and showed some love, and we'll be showing some of those episodes as well, just as like a flashback Friday, or we'll figure it out. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of cool ones that we cut in, and it just kind of carried over. And then once we hit the pandemic, it was, we had the space with the we are here, like that whole thing, and we wanted a cool time slot, and rather than it be hey, this is the rolling station and we have this new keyboard. And like, we just wanted to do something that was cool, something that was more organic, and
Yeah.
something that we can really just tune into and just learn things. Cause a lot of the episodes, um, there are always like some gems that are dropped and just talking about the climate of where we are and where things were before this and where we foresee it, and just how we're staying busy and just learning other crafts. Like a lot of people might have started cooking more or might have been
Yeah.
becoming a video person. If you're in a relationship, you may be the star photographer for your girlfriend right now, So there's like so many things you've learned to do by now with all of this time. So I've been just really grateful to be able to do this show, work with you guys, and I've been getting a lot of work done as well. So I've been, balancing it pretty well.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I don't know if it's just the environment or if I'm always on the computer right now, but it
Yeah.
seems like in this crazy time, and if you're watching this from the future, it's July 2020, and we've been in a global pandemic, basically shut down globally,
Yeah.
and in North America, it's really bad for 4 months now. And
Yeah.
we're in a business that's a people business. We're entertainers. We're on the road all the time. We're in big convention halls with a lot of people, and
Yep.
and this has been unlike anything we have ever seen for sure. And we've been collaborating and reconnecting old friendships and making new friends, and it's been just a crazy time. So I don't know if you're watching this in 2025 or whatever, and hopefully the world is all a better, brighter place than right now. It's a crazy time, but we're doing what we do. We're artists. We create. We're producers. We produce. And yeah, Man's in Philly. I'm in Studio City. Roland connected us and gave us an opportunity and some support and resources to help do this show. And I'm excited about where it could head. Like we have our network and our friends that we'll have on the show, and great musicians and creatives. But maybe there's a world where people that are just seeing this right now could reach out to us, and we
I
can be.
mean, I'm always open to meeting new people and building new relationships. So whoever's watching this, if you guys are watching, reach out to us on social media on the Rolling Loud Studios, and just look like I'm at Man Philly. We'll post everything right here. You'll see it. Reach out to us, follow, subscribe, like, do all of that. We'll follow you back. We'll get it going. We'll build these relationships and help you promote your music, promote your brand, promote what you're doing. Because that's what this is about. This is about us doing this together. We're here to help you represent us as a whole. Like that's what we want to do. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in. It's only going to get better, especially with everything that's going on. And again, the more we connect, the more everything will come together. We're gonna be great. This episode coming up has Aaron Draper, amazing percussionist that plays with John Mayer, Adele, and he's toured with, I mean, you name him. Then we have who else? We have Purps. He's an amazing producer. You're gonna see a lot about him. And then we got Thana Alexa. She's an amazing artist. Just dropped a new project. So you'll see some content from every person that I pretty much interview and they're on the show. Like you'll see some cool content from them, and they'll pop back in a few weeks and check back in with us. But thanks to that man right there, Mr. Carey.
Oh, come on. It's man. I mean, you're putting it together. I'm lucky enough to be able to jump on right now with you Friday night and say, here we go. It's going on to 8:08 right now. And
808.
every Friday we'll be here. So
Every Friday, 808. Hope y'all enjoy. Tune in.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. I am your host, Eugene Man Roberts, aka the Mayor. And first up, I got my cousin, my guy, the one and only percussionist extraordinaire, Mr. Aaron Draper. Tune in.
And we're back with one of my favorites, my cousin, my Philly fam, one of the best percussionists ever. You was ranked actually top percussionist in the world at some point. Huh? Am I tripping?
I was.
Yes, he was. Aaron Draper. Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
One of the, not the one, but one of them.
Well, in my book, the, but whatever. I ain't choosing.
I appreciate you, cousin.
Anyway, man, what you doing? What you got going on?
Oh man, I just got some good goodies from Roland, so I will be now, recording and singing and SE microphone, singing some stuff. So I'm gonna be, doing some stuff in this time off. Anybody that need it?
Hey, that's the plug. Hey, listen, you need some percussion cut? Hit Drake.
Huh? Let me know.
We DM them. We work it out.
We'll work it out. We'll put the email up, whatever you need. But so working on the stuff with my band. We're about to, drop our stuff soon. We were dropping little stuff here and there.
How is that being in a band and creating music with friends and family that you grew up with? We're talking about the Origin Band, everybody.
The Origin Band, my guys, the Origin Band, Adam, Darryl Robinson, Wayne Moore, Ray, and Johnny Smurf.
Smurf Smith.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
It's great, man, because, just like with you, we've all grown up together, so it's like just playing, it's like making music with your family. You all know each other, so it's like night and day. It's like being blind and already knowing what you're passing me, or it's because we've known each other that long. So it's
do you feel like it's just a different feeling that is creating for yourself versus creating for an artist or someone else?
Well, definitely for me, because I am one of the lead singers, and I mean, yes, I can sing. It takes me out of a comfort zone. Because
because you do it playing around naturally, but
exactly. So
but you gotta do it for real.
It's different because it's like I can play, I'm playing around. I can sing when I want to sing, but a lot of people, that's their instrument. That's what they do every day. So I don't sing.
Yeah. If it was like play percussion or something, you can be like, all right, cool.
What you need? Oh yeah, I heard this on there. Yo, what you hear on this? Oh yeah, I heard something. Go boom, boom, boom. But as opposed to singing, that's an instrument that I don't get to work out all the time. So it's like you're learning a new instrument for the first time all over again. Because
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you don't sing every day, you know?
Yeah. You gotta learn your register, what notes you can hit, and then once you start singing more, then it's like, all right, you get comfortable because you.
But then you try to take one, and then it'd be like, oh.
You try something that you thought you heard your favorite singer, or you heard it in your mind, or you heard your favorite singer do it. You'd be like, so yeah, about that.
That ain't it. I need like a month or two, and then we can get there. I gotta, work on my scales and stuff. But people don't know a lot of that is just working on, scales and your breathing, and
Yeah.
I mean, I did take light vocal lessons when I was younger. So if I could, maybe if I'd have kept going, I might have been, but whatever. That's neither here or there.
So, what's something you could talk about as far as with percussionists and drummers that are at home that are like working and wanting to build into having a career or being, doing sessions or doing anything? Like, what advice and what direction?
I mean, the advice and direction I would give: learn. It's so much. It's a thing out there called world percussion. It's not just one style of percussion; it's a bunch of styles of percussion out there. Learn it. Get to learn it. Get familiar with it. Take yourself out the comfort zone. Like right now, I'm weekly on Wednesdays I get together with a couple of percussionists, Darius Fentress, Doc Gibbs, Dom, and my man Timothy Robinson, and we get together and we talk drums, we talk life, make videos right now, me. I'm familiar with some stuff, but I'm not. So right now we're doing Wah Code right now. And we're just going down the line and just sharpening iron, sharpening iron, so it's
each one teach one.
Each one teach one. So I mean, this is the perfect time for those up and coming, trying to learn or want to know what it is, to do your homework and study and figure out what it is would set me apart from the rest, or what it is that would make me be great in a setting with a bunch of other musicians where I lock in and I'm like sounding like this because and making myself like needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that was like my main.
So what would you say about the evolution of just gear and how, it went from, all acoustic to now it's like you kind of got to have some electronic chops in your life? Like just as a percussionist and a drummer, like speak on that.
I mean, it's evolved. It's evolved in a lot of ways. I mean, because you got like, if we can go back to like some old videos, just like James Brown and his percussion. His percussionists had probably like some shakers and 2 congas here, and it sounded like amazing. But now we are 2020, start from around, for me anyway, from around like maybe 2001, 2003, I started incorporating electronics. Electronics gives you another kind of freedom to add, not just playing, congas or a clave or something like that. Right. And if you have a drummer that's very familiar with electronic or electronic pads, you guys can actually kind of create something. Now you take those sounds from records that you really hear, that you're trying to recreate acoustically.
Like we did on Chromeo.
We did. You know what I mean? So now we got those files. Now I can play. Okay, take this out the track. I'm gonna play this live, which is something I did kind of for like Adele. A lot of people don't know, like Adele, I played the live bells, I played the snare kick that was in the actual records along with the drums. So now we got this marriage of sounding like this one thing because we figured it out. Okay, all right, you can do this. And now this will really make it sound like that record.
Right. Well, having that flexibility
exactly
to be able to go digital, electronic, and
exactly. Yeah, but this is you can go digital. But some people you also gotta have the independence of, okay, I'm playing this, but let me play this with a clap on the foot on the 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where it gets.
You know what though? I think that's like that's the percussionist that can play drums though. I think, you know what I'm saying? Because like,
so for me, I wasn't. A lot of people don't know, yes, I was a drummer first.
Exactly. Yeah. So you kind of have an advantage, low key. You know what I'm saying? It's like a left-handed drummer that can play a right-handed drum set. Like,
which I'm actually a left-handed percussionist.
See,
I don't know, and I'm a right-handed drummer, but my left hand is more of a lead. I mean, both hands, but my left is, is what I'm thinking when I play percussion as opposed to my right.
I think that could also deal with or be due to like certain stage setups that you're forced into. Like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what you would usually play something on your right hand side, but because you're facing this way, now it's like, I gotta put this over here. So now I'm not going to my right and going to my left. You know, and I think that's all part of like rehearsals and everything. Like
It is.
and going through the set and knowing what's gonna be where. Like sometimes, you know what, you might have to put the same crash up twice because you need one on the right, one on the left. This ain't gonna get there on certain songs.
This is the chameleon part about it. For me, I challenge myself, depending on wherever the drummer is, because you know I'm always with me, and my cougars are always in front of me. I like them always in front. And depending on where the drummer is, the timbales are either on my left or my right, because the drummer is either here or here. I want to always be able to not. I don't want to have my back towards everything that's going on. So if the drummer's over here, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna force myself to play on this side, even though I'm used to being this side. So it's like. It's like making yourself ambidextrous. In a sense of, you know, how you know, your location and how you setting up and how you want to play. You know what I mean?
Right. What was your biggest favorite? It don't even got to be biggest, but what was your most memorable performance?
Oh man, one is always going to be. I remember one is Coachella 2012 was one of the first Coachellas with Dr. Dre and Snoop and the Tupac hologram. And it was incredible because.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my favorite ones.
Here we go. Talk to me.
Of you.
Uh-oh.
Unplugged. Jay-Z Unplugged. In the block party. Dave Chappelle block party. Come on, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Coachella was great. Coachella was great. Yes, it was.
It was.
That was great. But that's something you can do again.
Not like that. I'm gonna say this because
what I'm saying you can do it again because those artists are still alive.
Yes. Okay.
Those artists have time to come together. There wasn't that many. The block party, bro. Think about it. Like there is no way somebody gonna really like Dave Chappelle could potentially try to do it, but it'd be harder than when it was then. Bro, J. Cole was in the crowd in the front row.
I remember that, yo.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, bro. That can never happen again.
No, because he's here now. He's doing his thing now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay can't it'll never happen again.
Well, in essence, yeah. I mean, if you just said you're somebody.
No, I know your favorite. Yeah. That's your favorite, but I'm just telling you why it's my favorite. Because that would never happen again.
That makes so much sense. And this is crazy. When that happened, that was a year before I even started playing with Jill Scott. Pablo was playing, Boots was playing, and then 2005, me and Daryl get a call while we on tour with Jaguar. He's like, y'all ready to do this? I'm like, sure. Okay, we're going on with Jill. 2005 is the next year we started playing. And then 2008 is when Block Party actually came out, which is the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all a timeline. It was all timeline kind of thing for me. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, that's definitely one of the dopest performances. I mean, there's so many, man. Like I said, you know, I used to be at root shows, you know, sitting on the side, and it would come to Amir solo pop. I don't know. Amir used to do this thing where he'll play, and then he'll be like, "Yo, come on, all right, come on, then you come play." And then we all Scott. Then here come the next person. Here come Frank or whoever it was. Then here come the next person, and we're going around the drum set. That just used to be a beer solo. And then at one point there was like one cougar on the side, and it was mic'd up, and it was just like, all right. I'm like, I'm gonna go play that. So those are like memorable performances for me, like, you know, because they were like the early beginnings of.
Yeah, I always tell people like working with Quest is one of the most incredible, stressful, fun, pressure-filled, but fun.
It's fun.
Historic moments.
He like play the hi-hat. We like the hi-hat, but he mean like play the shaker and hold the quarter notes down for him. You know what I mean? So he can whatever. So it's like you gotta know
how he think.
Perfect example for me. You know, me having been playing for them for the Roots for years. The mailman just came with mail too. Anyway, after years of not even hearing a Root show or playing any Root stuff. I mean, of course, I'm always on the music. I always get the call to get thrown in the fire. Like, yo, can you come do this? I'm like, yeah, but y'all know I don't know this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is Amir every time. Oh yeah, no, you cool. I got you.
Yeah, I got fixed. I got fixed one time like that.
Man, I don't know these pads. This is my guy's pads. I don't know. You know, it's different.
I got super fixed, bro. I got called to do a Roots show, not a Roots and Friends, not I might know these other artists. No, it was a Roots show.
They would have you in the fire. Uh-huh.
And it was just like, all right, yo, just come up to the show. We'll rehearse, and then a couple songs would be done. I was like, all right. Got on the phone, and he's like, just worry about these couple songs. Don't worry about, just worry about these. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, let me learn all of them, though.
Right.
So we get up there, and he was just like, oh, you playing by yourself. James, come on, it's just you. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, so you got to play all these songs. I'm like, yo, bro, listen.
Worry about these. No.
Right. So, it's always like that thing. But again,
But it's fun though too at the same time because Amir is always with you with that mic. Like he's always talking to you constantly.
Oh yeah. So but that's the thing though. If you've ever seen a person play with you, we all know this. If you ever see somebody share the stage with the Roots more than once, you survived the fire.
Absolutely. If you can go, if you definitely get the Roots show, you can. It trained me for all these other shows. They were just like a piece of cake. All of my Adeles and Rihanna's, Eminem's, Jills, and Badu, and John. Was later training for a strong. Listen, people probably don't even know this, but rehearsing with John Mayer, we privileged. We get to play back, so I can go back and recall. And
no, that ain't happening over there, huh?
John Mayer does just a list. You cross a list. We go over the songs. We cross the list. I hope you remember it tomorrow. So the next day, you come back, we're going to go over – well, okay. We learned all the songs first. It was about – he read a list of at least, I would say 50 songs. That, and I'm like, we don't got no playback. So I did catch myself often with my guy who's an incredible drummer, Aaron Sterlo. What songs is this the one that – because I know the songs, but I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I mean that's any new gig though. Like you can know songs, but you knowing them titles, knowing that key, knowing that BPM, knowing what patch you on, knowing.
You gotta have you gotta be like, all right, you gotta be ready.
Listen, man, I'm king of notes. I will listen. I will have my whole top keyboard covered with notes.
All right. This is a song that okay. Yeah, let me. Okay. But needless to say, I got through it. It was dope because you scattered. But needless to say, I got through it. Yeah. It humbled me because that's how we actually kind of learned a lot.
Yeah. We it's kind of a blessing and a curse with the digital world.
It is. So retention. That's a big thing. That's when you get on some of these gigs.
Well, people, we can talk forever because that's what we do every day anyway because we family. So, but before we get out of here, Drake, thank you for being great. Thank you for keep killing it. Everybody stay tuned because me and Drake gonna have something really cool like a rolling at home. You know what I'm saying? Collaboration type thing. And we out of here.
Billy undun babos que din not hatchua. Billy undun babos que din not hatchua.
See, told y'all we family. We could talk forever, so we had to cut it short. Next up, my homegirl Thana. She's an amazing talent, and I'm gonna stop talking. You guys gonna learn right now. Thana, let's talk to her. What's up, sis? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? It's
You know what?
It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you as well. It's really nice outside.
Finally.
I just came from a morning walk. Like I do a morning walk as often as I can, just to stay
Smart,
energized.
just to clear the head, move the body a little bit.
It's just like live Philly Facebook that a couple of like some of the legendary musicians I had the chance to grow up under, and different people that have relationships. They get on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So when I'm doing my walk in the morning, I like try to, I'm walking, I'm listening to that, and I'm like commenting, like
perfect.
That whole thing. Next thing you know, you look up and it's like I've been walking for an hour and a half. It's like, then I look.
It's
down
good. I mean, we need to move. We're so sedentary. We're just sitting in our rooms and in our screens. I mean, we gotta go outside. And I mean, you're on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New York City, so we know we've a lot of rain.
Yeah,
and,
a lot of rain.
It's really nice once the sun comes out.
The weather's good. It's super cool to be able to get out and enjoy the fresh air within the limit.
Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta keep it not so active.
Yeah, I think
active,
it's a little
but not so
ball that says "I love you," but stay away.
Exactly.
What all do you have going on right now? What have you been up to? I know you've been busy making some content.
Yeah, I've been busy. I mean, when the whole situation happened, when the lockdown happened, quarantine happened, the whole pandemic hit the States. I mean, I was preparing to be in a touring year. I released a record on March 27th. And, I had a whole, Bandcamp, Thana Alexa. It's called Ona. I was in a touring year, so I was preparing to go, on an East Coast tour, a West Coast tour, a Europe tour. The whole rest of the year was going to be touring for me. So all of a sudden, I had this, first of all, loss of work, and just loss of ability to have this creative output also. And I've been building up this record for so long. I raised all of the money. It was a long process to do this record. I produced it myself. I did all of the editing, all of the post-production. It was a big project for me. Thank you. Female producers, here we are. And so, to release it, I mean, the release was actually better than I had hoped, because I think everybody was home. So everybody was more into listening, everybody just wanted more content to experience. But, I couldn't do any of the live shows. So I had been kind of starting to think about how, selfishly, how I could get my music out there. And, I'm a looping artist. And so I do a lot of stuff with my RC505. I mean, I incorporate that in my band in almost every tune. I use a lot of effects. I use a lot of looping. But of course, I use that in conjunction with the band. I never do an entire show just me. So I was, kind of trying to figure out how to break down the music from this record and make it possible to do solo. So that was, my first little project. But then I started to see all of my friends and colleagues and everybody who had canceled gigs, canceled tours, everything. And the whole musician community was hurting so much. And so two friends of mine and we got together and we actually created the first ever online music festival called Live from Our Living Rooms. And that was at the very beginning of the pandemic. And we created a week-long festival with 4 live streamed events a day between April 1st and April 7th. And we had some of the biggest names in jazz, like, Chick Corea, Bill Frisell, Christian McBride, Linda O. I mean, these are like big names in jazz. And so we put on this festival and fundraiser, and we raised over $59,000, and we were able to give 65 performance grants to New York City-based musicians who were suffering as a result of this thing. So
round of applause for that. Hello. Man,
So that was
you
an
know,
amazing thing.
just so you know, anything you need from me, anything I can help to do, anything, just let me know. I got you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we're actually, we did this festival, we did the initial fundraiser, we, had all of our grant applications, and then we went through everything. And now we're starting our second phase of Live from Our Living Rooms, which is going to start on June 1st. And we're doing basically a creative summit and another fundraiser. So we're just going to continue. But this time, instead of artists donating their time, we're actually paying them. So all events will be donation-based tickets, workshops, webinars, and live stream concerts. But, there's an interesting thing that you're not only getting to see these artists, but a portion of what's made from each one of these live streamed events will go funnel itself back into the fundraiser.
Right.
And now we're expanding it so that we're not just going to be supporting New York based musicians. It's going to be, US based musicians.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me know. I'm down to get the Philly scene involved.
That would be amazing.
Keep getting it going. That's why, again, I love this platform. Shout out to Roland for it, because it gives us the opportunity to, collaborate with ideas, collaborate with projects, collaborate with giving back, collaborate with, just building a network. And, through all of this, I just try to encourage people to just build relationships with as many people as you can, because once this is all over, you still want to have relationships and you want to be able to hone in all of these things. So as you're traveling to different countries and different cities and states, now you have these new friends that you met and you didn't probably created a whole album with, that type of thing. So even with the Rolling at Home thing, like, I love that a lot of people are being creative, and I enjoy seeing a lot of the collaboration videos. I ain't even gonna lie, I really do.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's, and it's also a lot of pressure on artists right now to create something beautiful out of something, because, whenever things go wrong in the world, it's kind of up to the artists to figure out how to express, we become these filters.
Yeah.
But it's also difficult to be, but it's also difficult to be inspired with this lack of stimuli too. It's
right.
We're all doing our best, but I also am completely understanding of all of us when we get into those moments where we don't really know what to do. Some days we're feeling that, amazing music, and then some days we just don't know really what to do. So I think, continuing to do music and to connect with other artists, that is the stimuli that we need right now. And just being good to ourselves, just understanding where we are each day. And
I would say tell the people something that they should, be doing right now, but you're just naturally doing it, which I love.
But what I want everybody to understand is that, I organized this Live from Our Living Rooms thing, and we, continue with myself and the team to plan this platform and create work for other artists. And I'm doing my solo looping thing and all of my live stream shows. But I'm also, there are days when it doesn't come that easy. And so, I think it's also, the danger of social media, that we all think we see what everybody else is doing in the moments when they're doing well. And and it's hard in this time to feel like everybody's doing great. Everybody's doing what they can, doing the most with what they have and what they can. And that's, I think, the inspirational part of it.
Yeah, I call it the blessing and the curse of the internet. You go on there for positivity, but then sometimes as artists don't feel discouraged because you see another artist and they have something great going on. You don't know how long it took them to get it great. And I think that's the thing people don't understand.
Yeah. And, for me, this pandemic, like I was saying, it wasn't just that my record came out. Also, a bunch of things started happening in the moment when my record came out. I came out on the cover of Downbeat magazine, which was a huge deal.
Amazing.
For
congratulations on that.
Thank you. For a jazz musician, that's like the top of the top that you can ever get to. Right. And so when that happened, it was right in the middle of the pandemic. And, yes, a lot of people saw it, but it can't result in tours and gigs and, you know, or at least until 2021 or 2022. I don't know what we're looking at right now. So, you know, it's been an interesting thing to navigate, but I really feel like having my setup, you know, with my RC 505, which has been, I mean, it's been an incredible asset, you know, because I don't band, so I just create the band, you know. And my husband is an incredible drummer, composer, Grammy winner, film scorer, you know, he does incredible things. And so we actually this year at NAMM, we got to get him on. Yeah. So we, in January at NAMM, we basically did a duo thing with all my pedals and effects. And, you know, it was kind of something that we had been threatening to do for a while, but we had never actually done it. And then us to do it live. And now that we're in this quarantine by ourselves, we've been going deeper into that. You know, how can I,
that was like,
you know,
trial run.
become this, that was the trial run. And now we're like really working on it. And we've done a bunch of live stream shows. We did a live stream video for NPR's Jazz Night in America. We did something for the Kennedy Center. And, you know, so we continue to do stuff together. But then the other night I did my first.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that I did my first solo show, you know, because we had been doing these duo shows. And so I did my first solo live stream show, which was so liberating just to feel like, yes, I can do it on. And thank you, Roland and Boss, for giving me this tool that allows me to do that.
Right. Who's someone you would love to collaborate with?
Wow. So many people.
I'll give you 3. I'll let you pick 3.
Okay. You mean specifically in this pandemic, you know, like if I could send somebody a track or?
Either or, honestly.
I mean, I would love to collaborate with someone like Esperanza Spalding.
Yes. She's a really nice person too.
Yeah, she's a really great person, amazing musician, amazing vocalist, instrumentalist, you know, also producer. I would love to also collaborate with someone who really deals with production, you know, someone who creates their own sounds, someone, you know, because I am a jazz vocalist, composer, but my music, you know, crosses these boundaries into some kind of electronic stuff, sometimes a little world music. So I really love to work with a producer who creates sounds and you know, uses samples and basically have me use my loop setup to create something crazy on top of that.
Well,
you know, who that would be, not sure, but
fun fact, I'll be that person. I'll be that person in the small part of it.
Let's do it.
When I've been just like cutting a bunch of cool different samples and making different sounds and different things. Like I'm sure and I got them labeled in tempos in the key and different things. And I actually have the stems of some of them so you can dump them in and cut what you want out of them. Like that's pretty cool.
Damn.
So this is kind of like my world.
Woo! That's
a kind of like
killing setup. Oh man.
So, you know, I'm going through all my different stuff and having the different sounds and layering and creating. So that's what I've been up to. So yeah, that's amazing. Hey, people, stay tuned. A Rolling at Home collaboration. We might get this thing going. You know, you never know.
We're gonna do it.
But yeah, I'll definitely send you a Dropbox link to a bunch of samples and different things.
I love that.
And just, I mean, do what you do. Do what you do.
I mean, and this is time to do it. You know, I mean, I really just want to dive into something because I mean, the production based stuff is something that requires the time and requires you to be in your world for, you know, a certain amount of time, just working on that thing. And, you know, this is the time to do that.
Yeah. I want to say thank you because honestly, some people are so great and they think they can do everything. But I think to me, people are way more greater when they're also great, but they know, like, hey, listen, this isn't my lane. There are people that do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't do
We
that.
got to learn how to do it.
And
We got to, yeah.
yeah, I mean, learn how to do it, but also understand, like, you respect other people that do, like, they do that. So I respect the person that does that, you know, like even me as a music director, when I hire people, you know, I might hire a secondary keyboard player because you know, they want somebody that's going to play this classical virtuoso stuff. I'm great, but I need a baby Beethoven. I need somebody that's that, like, you know, and you just hire people that do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Again,
and I mean, I want to learn from somebody. Exactly. I want to learn from somebody who does something completely different from what I do and see how we can incorporate one into the other.
Right. Yeah, well, this is amazing because I know we're going to end up doing some cool sessions or doing something.
We are.
Put out some cool music. Get your husband.
Yeah.
And we're going to be. Yeah.
I mean, he's actually delving into that in a huge way too. He's been doing a solo record that is basically just him taking music from singers and hip hop artists and basically they send him like sketches of tunes and then he completely remixes them and reproduces them and then adds drums. Amazing. And so, I mean, it's, you know, we're both getting into this production world that, you know, it's the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it cool when you find that part of saying, you know, I'm never done learning. I want to keep learning. I want to grow. I want to do better. Like my whole thing has been, this learning this video thing and learning, like, you know, it's just so many different worlds and the delays and you got to delay the video from the audio and you got to do this and you got to do that. And it's just like, okay, I didn't know that, you know, but, you know, thank God I'm like catching on and doing what I can do. And I have friends and different people I can call on to help me. Shout out to Ed Diaz. Yeah. Ed does a lot of cool rolling videos and stuff. And he's like my guru. He's like I forgot the guy's name on Batman, but he's my dude back then that deals with all my technology and helps me and guides me through picking cameras and, you know, using my rolling switcher and different things. So shout out to Ed Diaz. But you know, like I said, outside of this, I think the collaborations and the relationships that are being built just through technology, like Zoom, like, you know, having Zoom calls with your family and friends and different things. Like I'm randomly the person that I'll make a Zoom link and I'll just send it to 20 people and just see who gets on in 15 minutes. Just like half of my family,
that's a good tactic. That's a good tactic.
Half of my family's like, well, you know, how come I didn't get on? I'm like, bro, you was asleep. I'm sorry. We just got on. Literally the other day, like my dad, he's just like, my dad is like, what's this Zoom thing everybody talking about? So I walked him through like the whole Zoom thing. He was like, so anybody can get on here? I was like, yeah, watch this. So I went to a family group chat and I just put the link in there like, hey, my dad's on here. He wants to see everybody. It was like 20 of us on in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no, I mean, it's been incredible. Just those connections that people have been able to make over the internet. And one thing that's going to be incredible and groundbreaking, you know, especially for jazz musicians, because, you know, jazz is an improvised music and so much of it is what happens in the moment between musicians listening to each other, improvising. So when somebody comes up with that technology that allows people in two different places to play together
in real
latency,
time,
that's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Until then, these collaborations where, you know, it's basically, you know, two people working on something, you know, you have a click track and some person sends the stem of something else.
I think the collaboration is a good sketch.
Yeah.
You know, so when things lighten up and people can actually be in the same space, now it's just like, hey, remember that tune we did? All right, we got the A section, the B section, and we got the vamp, and we got the solo sections. We have it all, and now we know what we're doing. It's just, you know, playing it live. It's just having that sketch in the record, which is pretty cool, too. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it.
Exactly. And, you know, I think people are also just becoming more comfortable with, you know, being exactly who they, I mean, this whole situation is kind of humanized too, because, you know, you see these artists who are, you know, idols to you. They do so many amazing things, but everybody's at home. Everybody's in the same situation.
Yeah,
it's
we're all the same.
You know, we're all the same, and everybody's just dealing with what they've got, and that's the beauty of it. That everybody's really just doing their best. That's inspirational.
Yeah, I agree. Well, people, we could talk for a long time. We might do a part 2. We're gonna bring hubby in. We're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna talk about the duos.
We can do some playing.
Going on. We're gonna do some playing. Yeah, we're gonna do some playing. Yes, we're gonna do some playing.
We're gonna do some stemming too.
Hey, there we go. Look out for that too. Look out for the collaboration.
We're gonna do a new. That's right. The collaboration hashtag stem this.
Stem of this. That is funny. But, you know, thank you so much for joining me and having this cool little talk. Tell everybody where to find your album and the title of the album again, because right after this, we're going to play some cool content from you, some stuff, some highlight reels, and we're going to promote your record. We're going to promote everything you're doing. People, everybody stay tuned to everything she's doing with the concerts at home and just that whole thing. We want you. We want you to be a part of this. We want you and your friends to be a part of this. We want everybody to be a part of this stay-at-home concert series that she's doing from the living room. And
yeah. So thank you again. My name is Thana Alexa. You can find me Instagram, Facebook. Thana is Thana. My album is called Ona, which means she in Croatian, and it's a celebration of the lives of women, everything we go through, all of our relationships, our emotions, our experiences, and shout out to all of the, you know, amazing supporters at Roland and Boss, and, you know, just everybody that allows us to continue doing what we do. And thank you so much for spending the time with me today.
No problem. Thank you. Everybody, we're over and out. Town hall meeting with the mayor. We out of here.
You got it.
Told y'all she's amazing. So, since she's so amazing, we gotta hear some amazing music. Here we go. Anna is her new project, and here we go.
Ona is my attempt to go deep into the female existence, into the mind, the soul, the sexuality, and the fight within the female. All of those elements make up every single woman that walks the face of the earth. And a lot of those things get overlooked. And through art, we need to shine a light. For those that don't know, I'm half Croatian. I spent half of my childhood in Croatia living with my parents and my brother. And Ona in Croatian means she. The album is a dedication to women, to who we are, what we feel, how we exist, and what places we have in this world. Every song on the album is going to be related to a woman, either a specific woman or something that we all as women feel. I wrote a song about resisting the political climate. After attending the Women's March, I felt really energized in a way that I had never felt before. It changed my life. I had never been part of something so powerful, so meaningful, so historic. And I really felt like it was my duty as an artist to report on what I had seen and felt and heard and turn it into music. I wrote a song called Pachamama after I went to Peru, and I really experienced for the first time in my life what it means to be in true nature and experience her power and the power and healing that she gives us, and we should be doing the same thing for her. The future is female, and we need to use our female voices to influence what happens in the future. So this album is a little bit different. It's a little bit of a departure from what I had done in the past. It's still very rooted in jazz, but I've introduced this new use of electronics, of different kind of soundscapes, pads, and really atmospheric sounds to transport the listener. It gives such a whole different universe of what's possible musically.
Free body, free mind.
Where we are in the world as people is bringing us farther and farther away from being people, from connecting to our humanity. I want to come back to who we are. I want to come back to what makes us who we are. I want to come back to fighting together. We as artists need to create. We need to send the message to people who have no voice or who feel like they have no voice. And we need to come together and be the resistance. I'm so excited to record this album. I feel like I've grown to a different place as a musician, as a vocalist, as a composer, and this album and this music is going to be the vehicle that brings me to the next point.
Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Next up, I had an amazing conversation with my homeboy, and it was really good. Like, really good. We're gearheads, so we got to talk a lot about gear. So give it up for my homeboy Purps, one and only, amazing producer. Here we go. So Purps, what's up, bro? What we doing? What's going on? What you been up to?
Man, just cooking, bro. How are you, bro?
Man, I'm good. I've been doing the same thing, like creating a bunch of samples. That's been my thing, just making a bunch of samples, like to come back to and just use and drop in and stretch and just, you know.
That's your quarantine vibe right now?
That's my vibe right now. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I've been learning, like I've been learning this video thing. I've been trying to get the video thing down. It's pretty cool. So.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, I've been pretty much doing the same thing, samples, and really on my creative. I think that's what everybody's doing right now is it's just like super creative because you're just like stuck in the house, kind of like people ain't really working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's something for those stuck at at the house being creative? What's something you want to challenge people to do or you think they should do that they don't normally do?
I think they're already doing it. They're just like, I think sometimes is like you have to get bored and then you have to like explore. Yeah. And then like find new stuff. And I think that's what's going on right now. Like everybody's just like kind of just like trying to figure it out. And then they're just like, oh damn, I really with this. And they're kind of like, I think that's well, I don't know. We're going to see how creative all this happens. You know what I mean? With everything that's going on.
Yeah. So I know you're like a gearhead because I watch and I follow certain things. So what was like a piece of gear that you may have borrowed, bought, purchased that like once you had that in possession, you felt like, listen, I'm unstoppable?
I don't know. Really, I use all tools as like little tools. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like one thing is gonna like change everything. You know what I mean? I see things as almost like just like a paintbrush or like some other. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, you got some new. I got a new chisel. You know what I mean? This, you know what I mean? This is some stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've been into the like just analog gear lately, and I've just realized like it's kind of cool sounding, and like there's a lot of cool things that you can do with it that you wouldn't technically do with digital because you're using your fingers and your keyboard.
You can't really get waves and deal with all of the sonics.
Yeah, so when you do different things, you just, you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Like I guess I think like recently, I guess the analog gear stuff has just kind of like inspired me to just be like, oh, this is dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been digital forever, bro, and I'm just like, whoa, this is dope. You know what I mean? And make your own sounds type.
Yeah, I I started with like a lot of digital stuff. Then I got into real analogy, like like real analog Moogs and classic like SE1s and
That's hard.
school racks. So it kind of forced me into making sounds. And I used to just go into the digital keyboards of my favorite sounds. And I was like, look at all the waves. Like, how did they make this sound? And I'm like trying to redo it and make it on a different board. So
just geek out on that.
Yeah, you gotta just geek out on it. There's no other way. Like trial and error. And there's nothing like turning the keyboard off and hoping you can make that sound again.
I haven't gotten that far. I'm like at such beginner stage. I'm just like, oh, this is how you create sounds. Cause like I've been like, dude, I'll like take a preset and then tweak it and do it in my own like sound design way forever. And then now I'm just like, whoa, you're like creating it from like some stupid weird sound and then you like make it fire.
It's so crazy that a lot of the digital sounds you hear, you don't really realize that they were actually made on analog because it's so many layers. And then you get in front of something analog and you're just like, there's no way they made this sound on it. Like, there's no way. Like, until you
I don't know. I haven't even, dude, I don't know. I just think like maybe like the technology of stuff, like the processing power just made everything easier for like digital, you know what I mean? Because they couldn't handle shit back in the day, dude. Like it was like,
yeah, you playing 4 or 5 notes. That's all you got.
Yeah, like bro, like bro, you got like 60 presets and some things and like 30 presets. You know what I mean? I got a gear that just holds 30 presets. I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Like,
well, that's why back in the day you would have like people would have 5 and 6 of the same exact keyboard. You know, because even like with the Juno 106, like you could only write over so many patches.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
So like as a piece of hardware, you can't write over, like I said, but so many sounds. So now you're going to own 3 Juno 106s in your studio because, you know, these ones have these sounds. These ones have these sounds, you know. And that's kind of where you're maxed out at.
Yeah, and it's like so
doing a digital analog thing, like the System 8 and certain keyboards that have like all of like the hybriding in them. That makes it cool. But
yeah, it's cool, bro. Like I fuck with the whole like, and especially like taking things and then like making them sound really pretty in like the digital world makes it like super dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like adding different effects and different plugins on it, reversing things, and you know that's
so fire, bro. Like I wish, like when I was a kid, I was making beats, like not beats of like songs or like 4 tracks and digital like recorders and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you get so limited, but now like the kids just can just do anything with a computer, and it's like so cool, like how like limitless everything is now, you know?
I mean, I think that goes as far as anything. It's just with video editing and everything. Before you needed a whole team to do some of this stuff. Now people are like, oh yeah, I did that on my phone. I'm like, what apps do you have? You got to put me on.
People are creative, man. People are creative. I think that's what it comes down to. People are really creative sometimes. They just figure things out, and they're just like, yo, this is cool. This is my vibe.
It's what I call the blessing and the curse of the internet.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's like, you know, people start dabbling in other people's fields because they have the time right now. This is like, when did you become an engineer? Hey, listen, bro, me and YouTube, man, I just been at it.
Yeah, YouTube University, dude. That's like legit. Yeah, you can learn anything on YouTube, bro.
You can learn anything. You don't even open a manual to anything anymore because it's just like, I think I could just Google this and I'll get a YouTube clip possibly, or someone had this issue. I can't be that's my first thought. I can't be the only person that had this issue.
Bro, YouTube is literally, I don't know. Well, technically, no, YouTube is good. You know why? Because YouTube, as humans, we're like, can look at something and learn it. You know what I mean? And we've never had the ability to like access all of this technology and actually see it happen. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like
a visual database versus just
words and somebody's way of saying this is the knowledge of how you do it, just on words, because words can be interpreted in so many ways. But if you see something, you can interpret it your own way. That's why YouTube is so crazy, you know?
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that too.
Why?
Because, you know, some people get on YouTube and it's just like they don't understand. You could be an amazing musician, but there is like a 7-year-old in a random country right now that will kill you. Like in your instrument, at your job, at what you do, you know. So that's why I call it the blessing of the
You seen that like 6-year-old bassist guy kid?
Oh yeah, little Aaron.
Bro.
Incredible. Phil, just
what's going on in this world? He alien.
yeah, you close your eyes. That's a grown man.
And like grown. Not like 30, like 40. Been doing it. Like OG.
OG for real. What's some of your favorite records like you worked on? Or like favorite records? Artists per se. I know it's not gonna be just one, but you know.
Everything is kind of like a little chapter in my life, you know what I mean? And I kind of go through like these cool chapters, but I don't know, like all of it, man. Honestly, dude, I just like work with like freaking Waka when he started. I guess like when I really work with somebody when they first start, like it's super cool, like Migos and like Juice and Currency was a really cool project because it was like somebody I grew up listening to, you know. It's like I was in high school listening to Currency and was like, oh my God, like this guy is like just raps forever and he's just like picks the craziest beats ever. I remember thinking that and then just fast forward like working with him, it's like what the hell? It's like, you know what I mean? And then the project was really fire to me, you know?
Yeah. That's dope.
But yeah, just like all types of shit, bro, honestly.
Yeah, that's always my approach with like as a music director, like I put together a lot of shows and put together a lot of first bands for artists. So it's like seeing them go from here to here to here. So like I put like J. Cole's first band together. I put Wiz's first band together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was the first person to do a live band with Chromeo, you know? So it's like
that's crazy.
First experiences are like always, like you said, the greatest because when you fast forward and you see their legacy and the history, you're like, wow, I kind of was one of the building blocks of this whole thing. Like,
yeah, and then you see like the whole growth of everything, and you're like, you know, like it's awesome to see like somebody like in their primitive stage, and then all of a sudden just glow up, and you're just like, whoa, dude, like that's crazy, you know, like the world literally can change like for somebody so quick, bro, like in a matter of like a couple months, bro, you know?
Yeah, that's why I always like to say when people ask me like, what's something you can tell people like during this time? I'm like, man, build relationships, rekindle relationships. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, spark new relationships, but that's the best thing you can do right now because that's how
you're gonna get more work. You're gonna get more work by being cool and being like very enjoyable in the studio than being like so technically advanced that you might like potentially like
be a threat. And it's just like
they're just like, dude, this guy is so good and he's kind of weird in the studio, like, you know what I mean? Like just vibe out and just be like, oh cool, what are you guys working on, you know? Like this is dope. What can I do to help?
Etiquette.
yeah like, you know, oh here, I have this idea, like what do you think?
I always say this, common sense ain't too common.
It's interesting how that works, right? Like
it's so crazy. You would think people know, like, hey, listen, you come in, sit in the corner until I introduce you to some people, then you can get up and be cool. Until then, I need you to play your part, man.
Just chill, just kind of just like, figure out where you fit in. You know what I mean? Like you don't, even me, like this is like, I'm not in there, and sometimes you just like, you don't know these people that well, so you have to just be like, play your part. And there are so many different cultures and so many different types of people that like you have to just kind of, you know, like just
everybody's not the same. And everybody doesn't.
Yeah. You can't treat everybody. I mean, you can treat everybody the same in a common way, like have respect and everything. But like, no, like sometimes you can't do certain things in certain places, you know?
It's like going like from A to B, like, cause at one point I was MDing, cause I've been with John Legend for going on 15 years. So I've been MDing John for so long that like when we take breaks, I come in and out. So I went and did Snoop for a while, and then I came back, and then I did Wiz for a while. And it's just literally, that's two different mindsets of everything. So
I could imagine it's totally different things. Like it's like
it's like drinking Hennessy versus drinking wine. Like that's like two different things.
Things are probably more like not saying freestyled, but things are just more like loose when you're in somewhere else, and the other one's more like just kind of structured.
Super structured.
Yeah, like you have to kind of like people got to be on time. You know what I mean? Like, and where with Wiz, like Wiz might be like an hour late, so people are like
a couple minutes to.
like, damn, all right, cool. I don't have to really rush because most of the time Wiz is probably late. You know what I mean? So you kind of have like this whole different mentality.
Yeah, that's like I said, people don't really understand the part of just being cool. I feel like that should
treat it like a business. Treat it like a business and just kind of treat it like as you would like a friendly business that has like really good customer service, you know what I mean? And just kind of like, it kind of makes it less stressful when you do it like that too, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's the part of the relationships though. When you build a relationship and it's cool, you're cool, we're cool, everybody's cool. I think that's like a less stressful environment to work on, if that makes sense. Because you don't even have to guess. Like you don't like I have a friend, Rashid Williams, he's a great drummer. Like we work together a lot because whenever I call him, I don't have to give him the speech. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he knows temperaments. Certain people don't know how to read a room. You know, I'm sure there are people that you would call to a session if it was just you and that person or you and those two people. And then people, you know, listen, I can't bring him to the first session with this artist, but once the artist learns me, I can bring this person to a session.
Yeah, like they're comfortable with like how you are and they can understand you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then people you just know that some people you just can't take everywhere. I mean, I guess
I think a lot of time a lot of people are like in their own world that they forget that other people are, you know what I mean? They get to a certain, there other people are in their own world as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, especially music, like it's super personal. Like people are sitting there like rapping about their life and like their best friends are in the room and like,
yeah,
all these type of situations where like, it can get very personal.
Yeah.
And so you have people got to trust you.
Yeah. Subject matters that, okay, once the song comes out, I'm okay with people knowing this, but I'm pouring out my heart right now. I don't think I want everybody in this.
Yeah. And people think that but you know, people, you know, harness their energy and they're like, this is the sauce. Sometimes, you know, people come over there and steal the sauce.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. What's one thing, a piece of technology or anything in the future that you would want to exist or to happen?
Anything in general?
Yeah, just anything in general. Just it don't even have to be musical. It could just be literally just the wave of the future that you feel like it could be some Jetsons. I don't know.
It'd be cool to live on other planets.
I literally just I mean,
I like traveling. Could you imagine if you were like, yeah, I want to go to Mars?
Yeah.
We got to think about traveling now. That's different. You know what I mean?
I mean, it might be safer there. Who knows?
I don't know. But no, I don't know, dude. There's like, yeah, probably like being able to just maneuver in more places and like something like that. That'd be cool, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
What about you?
Honestly, this is like so random. I need them to get the internet together where people can literally in real time do things together.
Dude, what do you mean VR is going to just eventually be that way?
Yeah, I know, but like right now, if that was happening, life would be totally different with.
It's primitive. It just started a couple of years ago, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Imagine it's pretty crazy now already in a couple like years of it actually being kind of commercialized, whatever. You know what I mean? And
10 years from now, who knows?
it's just gonna be like you. So you're saying you wanted like that movie? What's that movie? Player or something? Was it Player One or something?
Oh,
Right.
Player One. I guess so. Yeah, where you can like literally right now we could do a session together right now in the same session, and you're adding, I'm adding, we're adding, but in real time. Or like if I was to play an instrument and you were playing an instrument, like in real time.
I think that it comes down to like how fast the internet goes.
That's why I said I can't wait for the internet. They have to build the internet. That's fast.
They said they're gonna do like some new thing soon. They're gonna take away some gap or something.
Well, I hope they do.
Well, we can end on that note, bro. That's fire.
My man, thanks. Thank you. We'll stay connected, man, and
Let's do it.
happen, man. Let's get it going.
My guy, thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That bass sounds fire, dude. That shit sounds so 80s. Kind of a vibe. I'm fucking need a fucking ear break. Jesus Christ. That was brutal. Oh, did you like that? Did you like that beat?
Yes. You think dude it sounded old? Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. Stay tuned. Keep watching. I want to feature you guys on some Rolling at Home videos, so make sure you guys are posting and hashtagging Rolling at Home, and you can be on my show with me, hopefully. I want to meet you guys. Let's talk. Let's tell the people what you got going on. Until then, Eugene Man Roberts, a.k.a. the Mayor. Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. Over and out.